question for this interview for you execs is, what is the theme for this year's Peace Summit?
So the theme for this year's Peace Summit is Peace Takes Everyone. So we'll be working with 4 different schools from Africa as well as from India. So there's Hyderabad, Maputo, Brook House, and Aga Khan Nairobi. So basically we'll be talking about the fact that the recent times that we have been going through, like Corona and the whole situation that the world is facing, how we as young leaders can come together from different socio-economic backgrounds and discuss solutions as to how we can come together peacefully and help the people around us to get through this very pandemic and especially the economic grounds and how countries are replying to this pandemic.
I think also to add on, we're going to look at the impact of countries being forced to work with each other, especially during this time, to come up with solutions such as vaccines, and as well as deciding who gets the vaccines and the other issues such as climate change and the need for cooperation during this time. So we hope that the schools will be able to come up with a discussion and be able to highlight the cases where different countries have had to cooperate with one another to come up with viable solutions.
What has it been like planning for a virtual conference/event?
Okay, it's definitely not been easy. And we thought that being a group of 3 for the executives, maybe it would be a little bit easier, granted that it's online and not in school, but it has definitely not been easy. We have 2-hour-long meetings just to decide simple things, but it's also been really fun. I mean, we get to work with everyone, we get to work closely with the teachers, and especially we all can't wait to see the outcome of our hard work and challenges and all those hours that we spent on making schedules and coming up with ideas on what meal we can bring onto the table for people to enjoy. Yeah.
And also to add on just the fact that it's on Zoom, we just have to plan for more creative ways to engage, especially people that we have never met before for the first time. And it's just basically the fact that we have to just arrange people in large numbers especially and make it quite organized. So yeah.
Alright, cool. So what are your hopes and fears for this event? What are you guys excited about? What are you scared about? Tell us.
I think I'll start by saying that one hope I have for this event, for the first time for it being virtual, is that it will be an event where people engage and are able to come up with good discussions and also be able to interact with one another on varying perspectives as they're from different parts of the world. One thing I'm scared of is that people may not see eye to eye and this may lead to bad arguments within groups, but I'm confident our facilitator team will be able to work with everyone and be able to create a nice environment for everyone to learn.
I agree with Amy. I have similar hopes and fears. I'm very, very excited to see the outcome, especially on the 22nd and on the 23rd, to see how all of this has been put together and how it will all end up. The games, the learning opportunities, the fact that we get to meet people from different cities, countries. It's going to be so exciting, but at the same time, that is our fear. We're scared that something may go wrong, or there might be a mix-up somewhere and people will be like, oh, what's going on? So that is one of our greatest fears, but we'll just see how it goes. We'll just go with the flow.
Alright. What is it like planning a school event on a stance's own?
So whenever you look at school events, right, it's mostly the fact that you have to involve everyone that's going to be part of the whole thing. So it's not only our grade, which is the DP1s, but it's also taking the factor of year 9s who are actually participating in the whole thing. So that's one factor. The other thing is that organization and creativity. You need to fit the standards that the year 9s want to have, right? So you want to make sure that it's going according to what they want to do and also according to their preferences especially. And it's not only that it's our school event, but then we are hosting other schools. Therefore, we also have to make sure that they do not feel uncomfortable or anything that offends them that we do. So therefore, we have to take into account quite a few things.
Any more additions? Like, what has it been like for you at Como?
Well, it's been, I think one thing that's constantly on my mind is about how the grade 9s or like the people who are coming in will enjoy, because we have been planning so much. We're trying to come up with the best possible games and the ways we thought we would learn ourselves, we'd be interested in learning, and what we think the year 9s would be interested in learning. We've definitely come up with a lot of ideas. Now just to see it all happen, because we have less than 3 weeks to go, which is exciting but also nerve-wracking. It's a complete roller coaster. It's just, I don't know, it's a whole adventure of its own. We are all hoping that our results come out in the best way possible, people actually enjoy and learn more about how peace takes everyone.
And what about you, Amy?
I think planning a school event, for me it's the first time planning an event this big in this school. And one thing I would say is the challenge is involving everyone, because everyone wants to be a part of this, but not everyone wants to play their part, so that's really hard. And also getting the support from the school has been really nice. And I think it's a challenge in itself, like learning to deal with the limitations that are placed on us, such as IT limitations, to like make games interesting for people. So I think that's something we'll definitely struggle with, but I believe when we work together and I work with a team like this, we'll be able to work well and come up with the best summit ever.
So, what would you advise other groups who want to plan a similar school event?
The first thing I would advise them is definitely stay organized. I know a lot of us would love to procrastinate, we would love to take some time off to ourselves and do our own things, but you really, really do need to be organized to your best possible limits. You have to come up with schedules and timetables for everything, because you're not only balancing, like you're not only working on the Peace Summit, you have your school life going on, and you may also have other things going on, so you really need to have that work and life balance. And also, if you ever do feel like stressful, talk to someone, talk to your teammates. They're always there to help you, they're there to support you. So you really need to be organized, you need to be able to communicate with your partners, and the main thing is you just need to have fun. You need to make sure you are enjoying it so that people who will be participating can enjoy it as well.
For me, it's mostly the drive to get there. So the fact that you would want to see something, you would want to see your event, you want to experience that day. Therefore, the passion, the interest, you need to still maintain that interest all the way through. So I think that's mostly it. If you have the passion and drive, all the communication, organization, all that stuff will gradually come into you, and hopefully we'll have a great event.
I think one piece of advice I'll give for planning such an event is start early and make sure that, as Komal said, stay organized and stay on task, don't procrastinate, and also make everyone feel included early enough so that they know what's actually happening and will be able to work towards a good conference. And otherwise, there's nothing more that I can say that hasn't been said, but I just really want to emphasize on cooperation among different members of the group, and yeah, the event would be really good if that went well.
Yeah, and also one more thing, make sure to always talk to your teachers. Your teachers are there to support you, they're there to help you. They have seen us do it in the past and they're ready to help you out. I can say Ms. Abuta has been so helpful to us. She has guided us every single time. Whenever we had a question, she'd be ready at night or in the morning, there to support us and to help us out with whatever we're struggling with. And she's been very helpful. So guys, just make sure if you're ever doing something like this, go to your teachers, ask them for help, or even go to the people who have done it before or who have had a similar experience, because they would be able to help you so much.
So, why did you choose to do Peace Summit? Amy, start this off.
I chose to do Peace Summit because I heard that it's an event that everyone really enjoys and it takes cooperation amongst classmates, which is something I wanted to do because as a new student, I want to be able to fit into the customs of what goes on at the academy, and I believe that this event will give me the opportunity to interact with everyone within my team and within the lower grades such as year 9 and everyone else coming for the event. And also because I'm passionate about the world and getting to learn about the politics that drive our world, so being able to apply it in such a setting would be really good for me to engage with people and have meaningful discussions with them.
For me, it's mostly about the fact that I want to be on the other end, because I did experience Peace Summit in year 9. It was a really good experience, just knowing people and interacting with people you have never met before. Therefore, I just want to keep my work, keep something that I envision and share it with younger people and listen to their perspectives about the world as a whole and the issues that people face, and just share and grow as a community.
Yeah, I agree with Ayan. I also participated in the Peace Summit in year 9 and it was so much fun. We got to bond with people from other schools. We got to see professionals come in, tell us about their work life and how the topic at that time impacted them and how they tried to make a change in the world. So it's very interesting, and I want others to understand and realize that it will be fun and interesting as well for them, and it will be a great learning experience. So I just want to pass that down to them so that they feel special, and especially now that it's virtually and not physical, we're going to work twice as hard to make sure that they get as much of an enriching and happy time as we did when we participated in the Peace Summit.
Alright, if you could stop any problem in the world, what would it be and why?
Any problem?
Any problem.
Oh God.
It's a very good question. The sun in Mombasa.
The sun in why?
Bro, the sweat, my friend. You'll just die over here, man. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. I see none of you chose to solve racism. Is there something going on there?
Yes,